DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, it is Saturday afternoon. Mrs. DC is at work. Oh, goodness, I pity her. It must be hot in the seniors' residence. Vlogger's itch. It must be hot, yeah. And they don't have air conditioning, by the way, in the seniors' residence. So they bring them into cooler places in the shade. It's actually not quite as hot today as yesterday. It's going to get up into the lower 30 degrees Celsius, around there, 31, 32, which is in the lower 90s Fahrenheit, I guess. We had up to 37 Celsius, which was, in the probably 97 or something like that, 96, I'm not quite certain anymore, but warm enough. And, not only warm enough, hot. Especially if you're in a working environment where you're not meant to move all that much, or on the other hand, where you're in a working environment where you're moving a lot. Oh, yeah. We're waiting for grandchild number 2. For the moment, doesn't seem to be any signs that the baby will come at the expected date, which would be tomorrow. But with this heat, I'm not complaining for my daughter-in-law. Yeah, as she told me in a message the other day, she says, "Well, all I want to do is take a shower." Yeah, but she's doing well. Yeah. Oh, I thought I'd come over and vlog a little bit. There's been a lot of things happening lately. In a way, I almost say politically, and without getting into the details, but I was asked not too long ago, with all the details, I'm not going to try and make a real political vlog, but I was asked not too long ago if I'd go back and live in Canada, and particularly in Quebec, so to go back where I came from. And I answered very frankly, no. I have no desire to go back to Quebec. If I did go back to Canada, I would probably go back to the Maritimes. An English-speaking part, I'll get into that in a minute. But one of the reasons, amongst others, is the change. We've been here in Switzerland now for, let me see, we left Canada in 1985, okay? So that is, that's right, 1985. So that's 34 years that we've left Canada. And as you can imagine, we were a relatively young married couple. We were in our 20s, but in our late 20s actually. But the thing is that means that actually most of our adult life has been out of Canada, and particularly away from Quebec. Now, things have changed a lot. You know that I'm an old white guy. I'm relatively conservative. Funny, because I had the impression I used to be a lot more liberal before, but I realized actually that what I was calling liberal was just being free, if I could call it. But that would be another vlog on its own. But my morals and my values are definitely conservative. Now, Quebec always was on the left fringe of things, but definitely has gone way over as far as I'm concerned. You know that, amongst others, one of the things that I have at heart is my faith, Christian faith. And that is something that really has taken a dive over there. That's one of the things. The other thing as well, which I find, which is making me not want to go back, is the way that the English language people are taken into account. I could get a lot of flack for that, and I know that it's not the only thing. But I came from a region where it was a bilingual region. There was more French speaking than English speaking then, but already then, I mean, we cohabitated, but you could already feel, it was like in the separatist area at time and so on. And Quebec really wants to be, even if they have lost the last 3 referendums, there's an attitude in over there that is not conciliatory attitude. So when you've always been in the minority, I guess one could say we're also you get used to it probably, but yeah, in a way you do and you don't. I don't know. Living in Switzerland, it's a place where there's a lot of compromise. Compromise not meaning that you give up everything, but that you come halfway or whatever. Sometimes it's more than halfway, sometimes it's less, but overall, there's more comprehension, there's less people at loggerheads. And I mean that you can see especially in North America as a whole right now. It's not an easy situation, definitely not. And for a person like myself, I would probably be ill at ease in certain parts of America as well. Probably a lot of places, but it's not an easy thing to talk about, because finally, is it like, giving away that the place where you're brought up has changed? I think that actually it has changed, but it's mostly like certain characteristics have become more to the front. And I think there's a lot of that actually going along in the world. I mean, I think that a lot of the morals basically are shot. Now I know a lot of people say, well, it wasn't better before. Well, that's your opinion. And I agree, you have the right to have an opinion, and you should have an opinion. But the thing is that in today's day, tolerance, and I don't like to use that word very much actually, the tolerant have become very intolerant. And it's difficult right now to have an opinion that might even be counter to a majority, which today is a majority. So I ended up nevertheless making kind of a pseudo-political vlog. People ask me again why, and I think one of the other things about Canada, I was talking with somebody today, is the victim mentality. Poor us. That's something I don't like very much in Quebec right now. And now they say they're proud again. And you'd have to go and check what's going on in Quebec in the political environment now to know why they say they're proud again. I won't get into that now. But yeah, it's a bit of a downer vlog. That's why I waited a bit I guess the heat is helping, But does it mean that I don't like going back? That's, by the way, another thing. No, I do like going back. I like going back to see the family. I like going back to see the places where I was as a younger person. I appreciate quite a bit going back to certain parts of the eastern townships, which still have parts of what I remember. And when I go back to Canada, I really like to go to the Maritimes. Somehow I still feel that over there in the Maritimes, I get back to where my Canada was when I was there. Yeah. And it's a downer, isn't it? Yeah. I'm going to have to make a more cheerful vlog the next time. Maybe next time I'll be talking about Michael's little brother or little sister. Because, yeah, we don't know. And I am really, really looking forward to that. Yeah, I want to end up with an upbeat thing. Because really, that's another thing over here. That's where our family is now. So I guess that also says a lot. Yeah. So that'll be DC signing off. sorry for the downer vlog, but you know, I was asked a question, and I've given an answer. Okay, EC signing off. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.